Thanks, Josh. At 6:33, we begin this half hour of news in Yakima, where the county is finalizing its budget for next year, and commissioners are saying that 2026 is shaping up to be a tough financial cycle.
Apple Valley News Now's William Albert shows us why leaders are already planning even further ahead for 2027.
Yakima County's next budget is just over $330 million and nearing completion. But commissioners say revenue isn't keeping up with the rising costs. With taxes down and inflation still high, there aren't many areas left to cut without affecting services across the county. County leaders say this year's process has forced them to look closer at how money is spent and what changes may be needed moving forward.
And so now we're at a point where we no longer have vacancies. We're seeing revenues dwindle, sales tax dwindle. We're seeing our inflation, while it's coming down a little bit, we still have a long ways to recoup from the last few years.
With limited options, commissioners say they aren't expecting to ask voters for new taxes. Instead, they're looking for cost savings and efficiencies inside county departments.
At least I'm not expecting us to go out to a vote of the people to do a levy lid lift, at least in 2026 or even 2027. The only option on the table is reduction and looking for efficiencies.
Commissioner Curtis tells me that the Yakima County Commissioners are looking at potential new revenue sources after an advisory vote that looked at whether voters wanted to potentially lift the ban on cannabis in Yakima County's unincorporated areas. However, with next year's budget looming, some difficult choices might have to be made.
The work that we have to do as commissioners really needs to start early January, and we need to be transparent and we need to make hard decisions early on so that the courthouse directors and electeds have enough time to prepare for 2027.
One of the biggest changes next year will be the new strategic plan. Curtis says it's meant to give departments a clear direction and help commissioners decide which services are essential and which may no longer be affordable.
We really don't have a strategic plan that's been agreed upon that we're moving forward with, right? And that's always bothered me because it's like, okay, every year we go through this budget cycle, we kind of stick with status quo. We're funding the same things, we're getting the same results, we're not really challenging and moving in any particular direction. And so for me, it was important that we sit down in the entire courthouse leadership and develop a strategic plan.
County leaders expect more public discussion next year as they start making long-term budget decisions. In Yakima, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
And now the county is expected to approve the 2026 budget in December.
The strategic planning process will begin shortly after New Year's.
Looking to education now.